Drama so crazy, it tore these families apart. First up, am I the a-hole for asking for my deceased sister's ring back after my brother used it to propose? Oh, interesting. This story came July 21st, 2025. My sister passed when I was like 6 and she was 17. We weren't super close or anything, but I still remember little bits of her. Her laugh, how she always painted her nails, her posters. She was like the perfect angel to my mom after she passed. I barely remember the funeral. When I was like 12, I found this old ring in her stuff. Nothing fancy, just a silver ring with a small stone. It fit me and I don't know why, but I kept it. It wasn't some big dramatic ring. I didn't steal it or anything. I just took it and I started keeping it. I didn't wear it loads or flaunt it. I just had it in this little box and sometimes I would look at it when I missed her. It kind of became this one thing that felt like mine, like my piece of her. So anyway, last weekend we had this family lunch and my brother, 27 male, brought his girlfriend who everyone knew that he was going to propose to. And yeah, he stands up, does the big speech, and pulls out the ring. My sister's ring. The one I've kept for like 7 years. I literally froze. His girlfriend starts crying, people are clapping, I'm just sitting there like WTF. I look at my mom and she just smiles at me like nothing happened. After dinner, I asked her if that was the ring and she was like, yeah, your brother asked me and dad and we said it was fine. She said it was sweet and symbolic and my sister would have wanted it passed down or whatever. And I was like, it was never yours to give though. Like, I've had it for years. And she just goes, oh, come on, it's just a ring, don't be dramatic. But like, when I had it, it wasn't just a ring. So yeah, I kind of snapped. I waited till people were outside and I told my brother that I wanted it back. He laughed at first and then was like, no, WTF. And I said, okay, well then I'll tell your girlfriend where it came from and let her decide. He got mad and said I was ruining his proposal and making it about me, like always. My mom dragged me to the kitchen saying everyone noticed I wasn't happy and that I left halfway through dinner. Yeah, because I was crying in the bathroom. My dad tried to calm it down, but my brother kept going on about how selfish I was and that I'd been weird about my sister for years. I didn't even say anything. I just left early and haven't spoken to any of them since. My mom rang me yesterday saying, have I calmed down? And am I ready to say sorry? And I said, not really. And she hung up. My cousin texted me later saying it was actually super messed up and she doesn't blame me, but I don't know. I probably could have handled it better, but I just felt so blindsided. It's not even about the stupid ring. It's just like they acted like it didn't matter to me. Like I didn't matter. Am I the a-hole? We do have an update. I'm thinking in this moment, I understand everyone's feelings involved. Maybe you could have handled it better. You could have been excited in the moment and then talked to them about it after and expressed how much that ring meant to you and why you're upset. Let's see what happens. The update came the very next day. While the final judgment of my last post seemed to be not the a-hole, I'm still so confused with the overwhelming amount of comments that said I was in the wrong. But one thing that a lot of people did say is that I need to tell my brother's fiance, and I guess that's right, as it did feel like I ruined her day with my strop. So afterwards, I messaged and apologized and asked her to meet up for lunch as an apology the other day. I wasn't going to ask for the ring back. I just wanted her to at least know my side of the story, I guess. Anyway, we meet up for lunch, blah, blah, small talk or whatever. And she shows me the ring and tells me that, oh, it's so pretty. I know it's not expensive, but it means so much to your brother for me to have it. I kind of just stared at the ring and I didn't know what to say. And I guess she must have noticed because she began apologizing a lot, saying, I didn't know and I'm sorry. And I finally got my ring back, or whoever's ring you want to call it. I was in tears. She took me back to my friend's house as I thought that was going to be it. Later, I get a call from my brother where he says that I'm selfish and I'm so weird about my sister and that I couldn't let him have his day and it had to be about me, telling me that I just ruined this marriage and that I can't claim anything with my sister because I was way too young to even have a relationship with her. He ended the call and I tried calling both my parents, but they wouldn't pick up till my dad called later, telling me that he's disappointed in how I handled things and that I've blown up my brother's relationship over a person I barely knew. And honestly, I don't know. At this point, I feel like it's all gone a bit too far. I don't think I can ever face coming home and I've just ruined my brother's marriage. This is getting bad. This is getting bad. And it's sad because the parents involved and the other siblings involved, it's all over a lost child in this family. And these are supposed to, are meant to be happy times and celebrations. We have more updates, and I'm hoping they get a little more positive. The next update came July 28th, 6 days later. Essentially, after I told my brother's ex-fiance, oh my God, it really ruined their relationship. Essentially, after I told my brother's ex-fiance that the ring he used to propose was a keepsake I kept of my late sister, she gave it back and I presume broke up with him. As of now, I've been staying at my friend's house and will be moving in to stay with my boyfriend for a bit when he comes back from holiday. My parents have taken his side and they want nothing to do with me. My brother is in the same position. No one in my family, even if they are sympathetic, can get through to them and amend stuff. It seems the only way to repair the relationship would be to give the ring back, but even then, I don't think I can. I'm at a loss and I don't know what to do and how to go about it. It feels like I'll never be able to come home. Why did the fiance, though, dump him over the ring? I'm not understanding that. Why did that ring have to ruin their relationship? Even if they didn't know it was like a keepsake of your why would you break up with someone for that? I'm not understanding that part. The next update came 8 days later, August 5th. 2025. I feel like before I say anything, I need to clarify things because people were confused in my last post. My sister passed when she was 17 and my brother was 14. We don't ever talk about her. It rarely comes up other than the occasional time that my mom reminisces. When I say I wasn't close to her, I mean that in a way we didn't have a typical sibling relationship, but we still spent time together. She would brush my hair, drive me to the park, etc. What I told the fiance is what I essentially explained in the post. I don't know why I didn't clarify it. I'm sorry if that was really messy. As for what's happening, I'm now living with my boyfriend and his parents on a semi-temporary basis. I met up with my aunt for coffee and she told me it's best I don't go back even if I did give the ring back. My parents think that I have burnt all of my bridges. They have this idea that due to my age, I can't claim to have a relationship with my sister. Everyone else has tons of fond memories with her, and I only have essentially a glimmer. They think it's weird how I act about her. They've claimed that they noticed it since her funeral, and they've only just now spoken up about it. My brother is still extremely angry. He thinks all I try to do is try and replace my older sister, the way I dress, the subjects I choose, and that until I decide I'm not her and can never be her, he won't even look in my direction. My aunt says that she tried to reason with them, but to no avail. The decision is out of my hands at this point. There is nothing I can do but move on. I can't even begin to comprehend this about losing a sibling, about losing a child, what that would create within the family. Do you guys agree with this? Maybe you have some experience on this. Do you guys agree with the much younger sibling doing this and feeling this way about a sister who essentially maybe you didn't have a super close bond? I don't know. I would feel so bad trying to claim someone's memory or relationship that they had. I get the big age gap, but those are their feelings. I don't know if I'd be okay with claiming you barely knew her, you know? If she feels that she did, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, you guys. Next story. My stepdad told my mother that he wanted an open marriage because of her haircut. What? This story came July 31st, 2025. I, 19 female, am not sure if I'm overstepping a boundary by sharing this story, but I'm moving out in a week and I think it's ridiculous. My 44 female mom and 47 male stepdad have been married for 14 years. As far as I can remember, this guy has been in my life and I love him like I love my own biological father. And they have had what looks to be a happy marriage. In the last year, my mom has started working overnights at a vet office. This causes her and my stepdad's schedule to not align. This also causes her to make more money than him. My mom has also struggled with her appearance in the last few years. She was on a strict keto diet, like my stepdad, for over a year and stopped when it began to make her feel more bad than good. This caused her to rapidly change weight and she's quite insecure about it. Me and her have a very close relationship and she has confided in me several times about her problems and other moments when when it was clear to me that my stepdad was insecure about something. But I'm not a therapist, so my usual response is that she seeks therapy because I am not equipped to be her daughter and her couple's therapist. I love her so much though. Today, she told me that she was going to get a haircut with my sister, 14 female. The previous week, she had been talking with me about getting her haircut short so that it's out of her face for work. And I showed a picture of this shorter 60s styles pixie cut that I thought would be so cute on her. When she got back from her appointment, she was glowing. She was wearing her cute little cat eye shaped glasses, and I convinced her to put on a collared polka dot dress to complete the look. My sister kept making fun of her hair, but as long as she liked it, I was happy for her. When my stepdad came home from the gym, he would not even look at her. I could tell this was making her sad. I made a joke about how it's like when he shaves himself a mustache and she hates it, but deals with it anyway. There wasn't a whole lot of laughing in the crowd, so I walked upstairs to do my own thing, and I ended up out of the house for a couple of hours. When I came back, I could hear them arguing in their bedroom. I couldn't really make out what they were saying, so I just chose to ignore it. Shortly after, my mom came into my room. She sat down on my bed and told me that she had been up for a while. She told me they started arguing about her haircut. He kept telling her how ugly it looked, how ugly she was, and how she was never going to have sex again with hair like that. This is all her exact retelling of the story. I was literally just sitting there, mouth open, thinking about how effing crazy this was to ever come out of my stepdad's mouth. And then she hit me with he said he wanted to open our marriage. I may be 19 and have little relationship experience, but even I know that's basically admitting that you want to cheat on your wife. She started crying and I did not know what to say. Shortly after, she got up and left the room. The only thing I said to her the whole time was, I cannot wrap my head around how ridiculous this is. And I still can't. Not only do I feel horrible because I've been put in this odd situation between my mom and stepdad, whom I both love, I also feel horrible because if I was married to someone and they said some stuff like this to me, I would feel so horrible about myself. I want to help her if I can because I care about her, but I'm afraid I'm getting myself into something that I should not and cannot be a part of. And what's worse is that I'm moving 7 hours away in a week, so there's not a lot I can do. What should my mom do? Edit, I am in therapy myself for a wide range of other stuff, and I've talked about family issues with my own therapist. Not this issue specifically, but rest assured, I will at my next appointment. Good idea. We have an update though. But before we get to the next update, let's hydrate because I'm thirsty. Cheers. Drink some water today. I don't care what else you drink, but you need water for your body, okay?
Okay.
So the next update came 5 days later. I need to address some things. Yes, my mom has friends her age and siblings that she's close with. I have no clue to what extent she talks to them about stuff like this. No, my mom is not the only one who will vent to me sometimes. My stepdad is the same way. Usually it's more about trivial things, but I get to hear both sides of the story most of the time about small arguments that don't really matter. No, I don't think my sister will turn into me once I leave. To put it lightly, she's spoiled. My parents will often vent to me about my sister and her craziness, like it isn't the effects of their own passive parenting. I think after all that happened when I was a child, they just kind of gave up on her and it hurts to watch. But I know I can't parent a child that isn't mine. Now on to the update. The day after it happened, I was with my best friend and she brought it up to her in a nonchalant conversation as we were about to leave for a 3-day trip. Obviously, my best friend was worried, and I said outright, I don't think we should be talking about this right now. My mom's response was, oh, you always get mad when I do this. She doesn't mind. I pulled my mom aside and I told her I think it's inappropriate to bring my friends into this conversation. She's brought up other ridiculous stuff to my friends before. I told her I'm worried about her and I see her situation getting worse every day, and I want her to get professional help. She didn't say much and I left for 3 days. When I came back, everything seemed to be okay. All my mom told me was that he apologized and said, when he gets angry, he says things unfiltered. I said, you should still get couples therapy because again, that's ridiculous, but my stepdad, quote, doesn't believe in therapy. At this point, I'm glad that I'm moving away so I don't have to hear about any more of this. I love my mom and I'm glad to love her at a distance and spend a couple weeks of the year with her, but I'm so happy to be free from listening to everyone else's problems. One day this will will likely all blow up in their faces again and I'll get a call that they got a divorce or something. I mean, there's nothing more that I can do, right? But this is actually crazy because what if you lost your hair? Like, that's going to be your response over a bad haircut? What if I don't have hair? What if something happens medically, an accident, anything, and I lose my hair? That's your response? You're gonna make me feel like absolute trash about myself and say that we're not having sex and that you want an open marriage? Mom, I would be running for the hills if that was me. Ain't no way. Ain't no friggin' way. Next story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to let my husband's daughter move in with us because she has a history of stealing from me? This story came August 4th, 2025. Fresh. It's fresh. This is me sprinkling fresh herbs or something. It's fresh. Little fresh seasoning, you know? I already know this is going to sound harsh, but I really need some perspective. I, 37 female, have been married to my husband, Mark, 45 male, for almost 5 years. He has a daughter, Emily, 17 female, from a previous relationship. I have no children of my own, though I always wanted them, and Emily lives with her mom across the state. Let's just say Emily and I have never gotten along. I've tried, truly, but from day one, she made it clear she didn't want anything to do with me. She's polite around her dad, but cold towards me. I accepted that, I gave her space, and I tried not to take it personally. Then about 2 years ago, things escalated. She came to stay with us for a week during summer break. During that time, my wedding ring went missing. We later found it in her backpack. Had a bottle of prescription anxiety meds disappear as well. Turns out she was using them to help her sleep. My expensive makeup, skincare, and even underwear mysteriously vanished. When I confronted her gently, and yes, I mean gently, she flat out denied everything and sobbed to Mark that I was accusing her because she's not really my kid. He took her side and claimed that she was acting out due to divorce trauma and that I should be more understanding. After that visit, I told him I am setting a hard boundary. I don't want her unsupervised in our home. Now, fast forward to last week. Emily's mom is apparently moving to another country with her new husband, and Emily doesn't want to go. She asked if she could move in with us full time for her last year of high school. I said no. I know that makes me sound heartless, but I told Mark I wasn't comfortable having someone under my roof who has stolen from me, disrespected me, and clearly doesn't like me. I said I would support him finding a solution, even renting a small place nearby if he wanted to live with her there, but I will not share my space with her. Mark was silent for hours. Then he told me he was disappointed that I never truly accepted her and that I was punishing a teenager for mistakes she made at 15. Now he's been sleeping on the couch and barely speaking to me. His sister even messaged me and called me a wicked stepmother. I don't think I'm wrong for protecting my peace and my space, but now that everyone is calling me a villain, I'm second guessing. Parents, I need you to chime in here. I need you to chime in here. Truly, I need your perspective on this. We have an update, which came 2 days later. Just to clarify, the house is mine. I didn't know about Emily until a few months after the wedding. She has never apologized or taken accountability for stealing from me. I suggested therapy. Both she and my husband refused. A lot of people told me this isn't just about Emily, and they were right. This is also about the fact that Mark lied to me about his life. Mark lied to me from the start by hiding his daughter, and when the situation got hard, he chose to ignore it. He let me doubt myself, made excuses for her behavior, and called me selfish when I finally put my foot down. Frankly, I think this relationship is over. I thank everyone who kindly helped me wake the F up. Since the last post, I spoke to a lawyer. I'm not filing for divorce right now, but I needed to understand what my options are. Great, someone's cutting their grass outside, so if you hear that, my apologies. I've started protecting my finances and getting my documents in order. I have gotten messages from his family and Emily's friends. They were harassing me for my boundaries. Thankfully, I have an amazing family and amazing friends to defend me and help me through the situation. Now, with Mark. I talked to him and we got into an argument. I ultimately decided to kick him out, and I think he's living with his sister, who called me a witch. I don't know what will happen now with Emily because I do not know if she was the one who sent her friends to harass me. I am considering reaching out to talk to her and possibly get coffee. I really want to just muddle everything down with her. Mark has also been an absolute deadbeat because he has not taken in his daughter when he literally berated me for not letting her in our home. And the irony is crazy. This is all the information I have right now. I will give an update if anything happens and if Emily accepts my offer for coffee. There has been no update since at the time of this recording, so maybe there has been no coffee date yet. Parents, I need your input on this because you may have stepchildren you had to take in. Maybe there were struggles with them. Maybe the relationship wasn't good. I need to know. Is she wrong? Is she an a-hole? Is she not? Did she do everything right? Is there a bigger picture? I'll see you in the comment section. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy. Bye.